Good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing? Welcome to the 15th Annual Gala Awards for 2023, honoring exemplary student work for the past year. Thumbs up, everyone can hear me? Excellent, excellent. Well, we don't want to waste any more time. A little bit of the rules here. As we go through the presentation and the exhibition, teachers will talk about the students. And teachers will be able to unmute themselves and they'll be able to talk about the student as we show some work. And we have the awards all down here over here in the CTE boardroom. Students are welcome to pick up their awards after the ceremonies. That's why everyone gets to see what everyone else is doing and enjoy the celebration. So this is our third year on Zoom, and it was agreed to have it on Zoom because then everybody gets to see the media that's there. And also it's really fun to connect in this way because then our parents all get to join as much as they want, whereas in an auditorium, there's limited space. So without further ado, welcome to the 2023 Gala Awards. And thank you, a round of applause for everyone. So let's get started. First of all, I'd like to welcome everybody and thank you to our community for their continuous support and our governing council. Mr. Mike Trujillo is the president, Carolyn Carlson, Channing Concho, Melinda Menke, and Faith Cisneros are finish up the governing council. Most of all, thanks to the students and all your hard work. Not everybody will be receiving an award today, but just rest assured that the competition is pretty tough and fierce. And thank you, teachers, for all your diligence and hard work working with our kids and making sure that they stay organized and get the job done. Thanks to the staff for their continuous support as well for the students and the teachers. And of course, our families, because without you, there would be no media arts. So I want to start off by showing a video that Jonathan Dunn, a senior. Today's their last day for the seniors. Congratulations to all of them for graduating a week from Sunday. Let's watch this. Welcome to New Mama. Thank you, Jonathan, for putting that together. Way to go. That's awesome. And our first award is the world's okayest dungeon masters. Take the microphone, Dr. Mueller.
All right. Good morning, everybody. So our first award goes to two of our seniors. Now, I've been sponsoring the D&D Club since I started here in 2019. And that was the same year that these seniors started their freshman year of high school. So this award goes to these two seniors for putting in 4 years of hard work as dungeon masters. And so not only will they pick up their award in the boardroom, but they also, I don't know if I can get the light to work on that, they get this nifty mug that says world's okayest dungeon master. So congratulations to Eric Mueller and Gabe Baca. Luckily, they've both been training some replacement dungeon masters, but go off and, I don't know, join bigger games wherever you end up.
Thank you, Dr. Mueller. And your second award is for Inspiring Minds Want to Know, middle school and high school STEM.
So I know I'm dating myself when I refer to the sound bit from my childhood that would play and say inspiring mind, or yeah, inquiring. It was inquiring minds. Inquiring minds want to know. I want to know. Anybody remember that from like the 70s and 80s? Anyway, these two awards are specifically focusing on students that go above and beyond the normal scientific process of inquiry. And so our middle school Inspiring Mind Award goes to Giovanna Asbury. She's one of our sixth graders. We're at the point where like I have no more work that I can give Giovanna because Giovanna has tackled everything head on and gotten all of her work done early. So I told her to bring a good book for these last couple of weeks of school. And the high school STEM award goes to Xander Medina. Xander has not only come in with a wonderful attitude and done great work, Xander's also a leader among his classmates. So those of you who work with the 11th graders know that they can be distracted much of the time, and Xander's been an excellent leader in that class to bring his peers into that scientific process with him. So thanks to both Giovanna and Xander.
Thank you, Dr. Mueller, and have a great day. Next, it's Miss Beth Ann Chavez with her awards for the classes she teaches, Spanish. Take it away, Miss Chavez.
Hello there. I don't know if my video is working, but
you're looking
either way
fine.
that you
Just
can
fine.
Hear me.
Yes, we can.
Okay. And I cannot, are you able to shift to the next screen?
Sure do. You want to do an introduction of the consistent greatness?
Sure. So I nominated this student because she's she always participates and does well. She hardly has any questions. When she does have any questions on her work, they're always very intelligent questions, really well thought out. And she just always does a stellar job. So for this award, I'm presenting, whoops, so we have the wrong person for this, or do we? Okay, my mistake. I'm getting my categories confused. Sorry. This person has done awesome presentations. She just blows them away. It's almost like she's a mini teacher. She just gets everything you tell her, does it right away, can help others do it. She's just outstanding in her work ethic and everything she produces. And that's Helena Rubio.
Okay, let's take a look at some of Helena's work.
Los poblanos tienen una tolerancia cero al frío, así que asegúrate de que te ambiente sea lo suficientemente cálido para ellos, similar al entorno de México. De las semillas necesitan tierra humedad. Coloque las semillas a un cuarto de pulgada de profundidad en el suelo, unos 80 grados de temperatura. El suelo cálido permitirá que las semillas germinen. La semilla tardará un total de 12 días en germinar. Después el sol, el sprout debe asomarse por encima del suelo. Si el exterior está lo suficientemente caliente, saqueándolos dará la mejor oportunidad. Un bien sistema de raíces dará buena comida. Poblanos tardará un máximo de 10 días en madurar completamente. las que significa que están listos para producir fruta. Cuando están maduras, las plantanas de poblano brotarán ramas del tallo principal. De las ramas el fruto será. Las flores blancas se convierten en pimientos verdes. Los poblanos son autopolinados, así que usted no necesita preocuparse de que ellos cultivan fruta, pero poblanos disfruta de cernir otros pimientos si el suelo es apropiado para poblanos, es apropiado para otros chiles. Finalmente, para el mole, sacar los pimientos verdes en una rejilla. Eso se encargará.
And I'm sorry, Helena. Helena's probably cringing. She does not want to have herself heard throughout the school, but Helena's done awesome work throughout the years. So, okay, the next award goes to awesomely amazing A's for this student who has had consistent A's throughout. This student is a very hard worker. She's consistent. She has excellent results in her work, and she always follows the directions well, follows the details, turns in work on time, is very aware of what she's doing. She keeps up with everything. And that student is Cassidy Mays. Last but not least, we had an extra award this year.
No, this,
And this is more of Cassidy's work. Sure. Sorry. Do you want to show this a moment?
it's going.
We had a family tree project, and this is part of her work. Being that I'm a big animal lover, I loved this. Cassie's done some really fun projects along the way.
Thank you, Cassidy. Okay, you said there's a third award for the most improved. Take it away.
Yes.
Thank you.
This student has really done very, very well. Overall, he can do very well. But over the past several months, he's really stepped it up a notch. He's just been completely diligent and focused on his work. And I believe probably in all of his classes, not just mine, but he's really put in outstanding work and effort, really increased his diligence. And that is Ryan Gonzalez. Incidentally, Ryan has also produced a number of great projects, and I think we have one here to show. This was done as well as with Xander Medina.
Dr. Bueller's Inspiring Mind Want to Know Award winner. It's just great to see some of the work you all kids are putting together. It just really shows how much you care about what's going on at our school and the media that you bring forth. Much appreciated, much appreciated. Thank you, Ms. Chavez.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Okay, Mr. Doyle, you're on. Unmute yourself and share who are the seekers of knowledge.
Okay, seekers of knowledge. These students have gone beyond and above when pursuing knowledge, both for class reasons and just curiosity's sake. Each of these students I know are gonna do great because they're curious minds. They're gonna seek out answers for all of life's questions that they have. These include Anthony C., Craig Collins, and Sunny.
Congratulations, Anthony, Craig, and Sunny. Way to go. It's good to know that we have seekers of knowledge among us. Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Doyle. And your second award, Grand Explorers of History and Language.
Okay. Now, for my second award, these students have done excellent work inside both language arts and history that I've taught over time. I can tell they have great interest in the subject. This award goes to Itzel Rodriguez and Itzel and Anthony Rios Torres.
Thank you, Mr. Doyle, and thanks so much for joining us for the rest of this school year. You've made quite a difference. Excellent. Thank you, Itzel and Anthony. Way to go. Okay, now we have the Erin Ralston Award for Determination in Health. This is from Ms. Coates. Ms. Coates has a family emergency, so we're going to go through her awards. The first one for Determination in Health go to Shannon Patterson and Tyler Strong. Way to go. And Mrs. Coates' second award, the Frank H. Netter Award for Art and Health. Ms. Coates has 2 award winners. We'll acknowledge Ava Grubbs and see some of her amazing work in health class. And the second goes to Logan Downing. Way to go, Logan. Here's samples of Logan's awesome work. Do want to say that Ms. Coates is celebrating her 15th year with that Media Arts. Thank you, Ms. Coates, for all that you've given and shared with us. Now we have the most chemically improved student, Dr. Bentley. Take it away.
Hi, guys. I've had a number of students this year be very diligent, staying on top of work. Okay, so that's not enough to get this award. And the students that get the work done very often are kind of chat around the topic of chemistry, and they work from a website that I created that has lots and lots of chemistry that goes all the way up to kind of advanced university level chemistry. So I'll just kind of chat with these folks, and the award has been given to somebody who really has impressed me in those conversations. And sometimes here and there, the kind of depth goes into kind of advanced university level chemistry. So 300 level courses, 400 level courses. And this person has kind of stuck with it with limited information and been able to reason through what's at hand. So that's like hugely impressed me. And so that's why I want to give the award for most chemically improved student to Damien Wallace. So congratulations, Damien, on that.
And your second award, Dr. Bentley, is for perseverance.
It is indeed. I think this is, without doubt, the most important thing to take away from school. And you can take away the pi r squared, and you can take away the anatomy of a frog, and you can take away how to use this piece of software, right? But the thing that's never formally necessarily taught in one lesson or another, but if you come away with it, is hugely useful throughout your life, is perseverance. With time and perseverance, you can do absolutely anything you want to. It's on you, but if you have it, what do you want to do? You choose, go and do it. And so the other thing to bear in mind is we are all flawed people. We all make mistakes, right? So I have lots of students, oh, I didn't get this handed in time. Frequent conversation almost every week with somebody. And so the next student has really impressed me how they've handled kind of adversity, and maybe they've made a few mistakes along the way, as we all do, but they've stuck at it and got caught up and gone beyond being caught up and have responded to that adversity extremely well. So my award for perseverance goes to Wyatt Wilds. Congratulations.
Thank you, Wyatt, very much. And congratulations, Damien and Wyatt, for your exemplary work in the STEM classes. Next, we have Mr. Conforti with the top 8th grade media makers. Take it away, Mr. Conforti.
Hello, everyone. Yes, the top 8th grade media makers they'll be passing on to high school, which is great because they were the ones who grabbed the camera whenever we needed something done. They didn't hesitate to jump into projects. The first award, Mr. Dooley, if you can begin playing the video. The first award goes to Eddie Dorado. And then Scott Gose, and then Ariel Harris. But first, I'll talk through the video.
Okay, let's watch the video. Excellent.
Okay, so Eddie won first place in New Mexico. This is a national contest for a story map competition, which is an educational software. He was jumped into it really late, and he had a week to get it done. He won in New Mexico, and basically this is like I say, an educational software thing. He had no idea what it was going to work. Our next media maker is Scott Gose. Scott was always eager to grab a camera. We always let them grab a camera when we were doing high stakes things like what you're watching now at the legislature. Scott was absolutely unflappable.
A new study reveals that rats can bop their heads to the beat of music, like humans and parrots can. They seem to reply to the same beats that cause humans to tap their feet along with the music. This study may be able to reveal some things about humans' sense of rhythm. Humans, parrots, and now rats have the ability to realize the beat of a musical piece and sync their movements to the music, which is known as beat synchronization. As of now, it is a mystery as to why humans and parrots can do this and why others cannot. The team of scientists thought that the body may decipher the beat that triggered head bopping. Humans usually prefer to tap their feet along to the beat between 120 and 140 beats per minute. The team presumed that a rat would prefer a faster tempo due to its small size and would likely need a faster beat to get the same reaction. However, in the video recorded, research showed that the rats bopped their heads when the musical piece was at its usual tempo, about 132 beats per minute. 20 people that listened to the same song had the same reaction as the rats tested. For both humans and rats, they bopped their heads to the beat of music, which is about 120 to 140 beats per minute. When the musical piece was slowed or sped up, neither humans or rats.
How do you feel about time travel?
Hey, now this next
it's pretty cool. It's like
I don't even know how to word it, but like, I'm pretty sure that's all the time we have for today, and we will be back with more.
Ariel Harris was always quick to jump onto live on set interviews, and they were really good at organizing these live on set forum discussions. And not only that, but Ariel was really quick to help any other student in the class who needed extra help. So great job to Eddie, Scott, and Ariel. Next award.
Middle school go-to group.
Okay, so this was the core group that handled our big projects. These are the projects that were really high stakes, and they just did them in an amazingly professional way. I worked in media and as a professional for many years, and this group this team was as professional as any group I've ever worked with. And go ahead and bring up the names here. It was Dara Valle, Wyatt Wade, Ana Sofia Rodriguez, Zalia Thomas, and Elijah Nassar Sparks. And here's a project that they've been a part of and that we will continue. Actually, this was a project that they did. They had a week to do it. And less than a week, and Wyatt was editing it up until the last minute of the deadline. We entered it in a contest. It placed, and it may run as a commercial here in New Mexico. Go ahead and play it, Mr. Dooley.
Who knows what New Mexico True is?
New Mexico True is a campaign dedicated to unifying and leading industry partners and inspiring in-state advocacy and pride. Find your next adventure in New Mexico's landscapes, food, or famous fiestas today. The land of enchantment calls you.
New Mexico True!
Stay true to you!
Way to go. Thank you, Mr. Conforti. Thank you so much. And now we have Mr. Meeker, Ms. McDowell, and Ms. Asay with their Outstanding Citizenship Awards. Take it away, Mr. Meeker.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to, hang on just a second, I need my piece of paper.
Cue cards.
Well, we are sharing computers here because the 100 capacity limit has been reached, so we had to move around. Anyways, I'd like to just recognize two seniors that I've had the privilege of getting to know over the last 2 to 3 years, and one is Sylvia Wright, and the other is Sean Hensman. And Miss A and Miss McDowell and myself wanted to say that these two are outstanding citizens, and that's just some of the adjectives. I just collected expressions and adjectives from some of the adults around. And Sylvia, awesome student, stays on task, thoughtful, gets projects done, kind-hearted, amazing work ethic, looks after her brother, very concerned about oppressed people, wonderful sense of humor, always has a good attitude, steps up as a leader, socially conscious. Can we clone this kid? And very bright. And Sean, who I never taught Sylvia. I only have gotten to know her just through the campus, but Sean has been in my class before, and we have developed a pretty good friendship. Sean, quick to volunteer and help others, helped middle school students with work and labs, awesome, helpful, kind, and mindful, stays focused and does excellent work, has a kind demeanor, keeps a pleasant attitude, friendly, creative, and talented, a high work ethic, takes pride in his work, fully dives into his work, and is very caring and empathetic. And I know my life is better because of these two students. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Meeker, Ms. McDowell, and Ms. Asay for your outstanding work as well. Now let's go to Mr. Lopez with the Van Gogh Get 'Em Award. Take it away, Mr. Lopez. Yep.
Awesome. Okay, so the Van Gogh Get 'Em Award is awarded to a student who has persevered and has developed and grown as an artist in my classroom. They may have started out thinking, I don't know how to do this. I don't think I can create this type of work. You know, where do I begin? But they stuck to it, and they really, really persevered, like Dr. Bentley Award is. So this goes to the one and only Isaiah Cambridge. And if you look at Isaiah's work, yeah, here he is working diligently on a piece. This was one of the first pieces he created. He loves basketball. As you can see, he has a theme of basketball within the work. These were done actually on large drawing format. And this is a collaborative project that he created, the centerpiece for a work of art that is, as you can see here, that's hanging in the lunchroom. And then also, he's very into his family and his heritage. And so this was a project, the ID project, and this is his hand. And again, you still see the theme of basketball within the work, and wonderful patterns and colors. And he's not afraid to get in there. If you look at the next couple of pieces, he's also been doing some research on his heritage. And so this is some work from his culture. And yeah, congratulations, beautiful, beautiful work.
And now the creative, thank you very much, and way to go, Isaiah. Awesome work. And now the Creative Gala Award.
The Creative Color Award goes to a student who just not only is amazing at art, but they are very innovative and take their work to another level. And the student that I've chosen is Dara Valle. Congratulations, Dara. And so if you look at Dara's work, there is a lot. So this is Dara in the process of working. There's a lot of self within the work. She says this isn't a self-portrait, but you can tell that she's working through a lot of ideas to the work. This is also a collaborative drawing that we did of a Van Gogh's Starry Night, and it hangs in my classroom. Very proud of the students that worked on this. Also, this is the ID project. This is Dara's version of it. Super colorful, wonderful patterning, and just composition is exquisite. And then this was a collage piece, super involved. The paneling on the back is actually done with coffee, and then they cut the pieces to look like wood. And then each little poster is hand painted. And then as you can see in the poster, the Chat Noir, Dara's name is in the bottom part of it. And then everything is actually not drawn on there. It's a collage, so beautiful work. And then the last piece, which they are super proud of, is album cover of one of their favorite musicians. And if you scan that code, it actually takes you to the song that is of the original artist. So again, you're gonna scan. But as you can see, wonderful work for both Dara and Isaiah. I think the last slide says it all. Go to there we go. Congratulations.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Lopez. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Way to go, Dara. I mean, the work is phenomenal and so creative and innovative. We all truly appreciate it. And thank you, Mr. Lopez, for inspiring our kids. And now we're going to watch a video that the students put together as part of our work with social emotional learning. This was a video to encourage the legislative session to create calming spaces. And from this video, we'll then hear from our support staff, Ms. Cordero and Mr. Frampton. So here's the video that the kids put together that really is making a difference in New Mexico.
Hi, I'm Dara Valle, a student at the New Mexico Academy of the Media Arts. And as a part of the student body, I appreciate that the legislature is asking for our input. The pandemic has had a massive effect on all of us. It has had a significant effect on teens, especially teens going to middle school and high school. Today we'll go over how being alone with their thoughts for so long has affected them. Here's what some of our students have to say on this topic.
So how the pandemic affected my mental health is that it made it like 10 times worse. Like everything I ignored for a long time, like anything that's like bothered me or hurt me in the past, I ignored for like ever, like just resurfaced in like a matter of like a month or two. It like really sucked, and I had to get more therapy during it, and my whole life changed during the pandemic. I would say like not only was it my mental health that was bad, but I think a lot of other people who were around me's mental health like went and plummeted. Like it was really bad.
Before the pandemic, I had already had social issues such as social anxiety, and I would overall just isolate myself in classrooms. After the pandemic and during the pandemic, it only got worse. Like I would stay on mute the entire time. I would barely talk to anybody. I really did not leave the house for a total of 2 months. Before it was over. It took a toll on my sanity.
I got very lonely during the pandemic. I wasn't very like depressed or anything, but it was just like overwhelming, you know.
I was
very isolated, like a lot of people were. I wasn't really talking to any other people in real life other than my parents and brother.
For a while, kind of near the end of the pandemic, I got really sad because I missed going outside and seeing people, even though I don't.
I just didn't talk to anybody, and I just stayed back watching like Grey's Anatomy, and didn't just talk to anybody. And I had like one friend online that I rarely even talked to, so it just was really lonely. It's just a lot of body dysphoria because I just didn't like how I looked because I was staring at myself like basically 24/7 because there's a mirror right next to my bed. So I was just kind of looking at myself constantly, and I was just like, no.
In the pandemic, I felt my mental health just worsen overall. I'm very much like, social person, so not being around other people really took a definite hit on me. It made me more like just a horrible person. It made me very emotional. It made me very just sad in general, and I feel like locking myself up like that again just is not overall a good thing.
Other than the wellness rooms, I do believe that we need a lot more help with mental struggles in schools. A lot of teenagers are going through a lot. We just came out of a pandemic. We're technically still in a pandemic. We are trying to get back to normalcy with schools. We're learning more and more about different mental illnesses and a lot of different mental struggles. And as this generation grows, we're starting to learn more and more about accepting those. And schools haven't caught up to that. And I do think schools need to work on better counselors, better therapists, ways to just help students.
When you're a student, your entire world revolves around school. Even after you finish school, your school experience still affects your life. A lot of people don't realize how much it takes to actually run a school. Getting involved can help your school in so many different ways. There are tons of ways you can get involved in your school, like volunteering, joining a club, or donating money or supplies. If you want to get involved in your school, ask your teacher or principal what you can do. When you help your school, you can improve the lives of students and teachers alike. Support our schools! Legislators like you can help by giving schools more resources for mental health.
Thank you, Mr. Conforti, and the group of students who were able to put this together. It started last summer, and the work continues as we try to make it through each and every day. So helping us make it through each and every day, we have our support staff, our counselor and social worker with the Student Advocate and Leadership Awards. So first and foremost, Ms. Cordero.
Hi, so So the student I selected, or Dan and I met together, and we decided as a team who we would be giving the awards to. I'll speak on the first recipient. We selected Julia Delorme, 11th grader. Just some words I would describe her as. These were our candidates for that you see on the screen. But our finalists were Julia. We selected her because of her leadership skills, her advocacy. We would describe her as kind-hearted, compassionate, empathetic, an active listener, and that she encourages her peers to reach out to support staff and teachers. And I know that takes a lot of courage to do so. So that we're really grateful for, and we wanted to say we really appreciate you. So thank you.
So for me, 2 or 3 students came to mind for a Student Leadership Award. What set my final choice apart was their dedication to social change outside of our school community. This student doesn't seek attention or recognition for their work, but always does their part and more. They remind me of the subtle force in Taoism. The subtle force is like water. Water is fluid, soft, and yielding, but water will wear away rock, which is rigid and cannot yield. So my choice is Oceana Payne.
Thank you, Ms. Cordero and Mr. Frampton. And Mr. Frampton, did you want to say something, a plea for the upcoming last day gathering?
Sure. So the student government of which Oceana is a part and Julia is a part, we just had that this past Saturday, the prom and the middle school dance. And we are trying to make sure that we continue the tradition of having a picnic on the last day of school. So we have some money that we're going to be able to buy burgers, dogs, some vegetarian options and stuff like that. Still could use some more help so that we don't kill our budget. And then also when people come to it on that last day, bringing side dishes, potluck timeless style, and then the school student government will provide for the dog burgers and such. So anything you can do to help us would be great.
Thank you, Mr. Frampton, and we'll have more information on that in the coming week or so. Thank you so much. And now we have a video of our mental wellness attention here and helping the legislative session. Got some attention for us. Here's our news report from Channel 13.
While a bill aimed at bringing mental wellness rooms to schools makes its way through the legislative session, a group of students are now doing their part to showcase why they think it's needed. News 13's Madison Connors shows us what they're doing.
I'm so happy to know that that is being student-led.
Students at the New Mexico Academy for the Media Arts are putting together a documentary inspired by a class project and some new legislation.
That conversation kind of expanded into this bigger project, which has now lasted for over a year.
The documentary will showcase the process of lawmakers trying to pass House Bill 112, a bill that would bring a mental wellness room into schools across the state. It will also explain why students need the resource.
As someone who struggles with anxiety, I think it would be very helpful to just go, reset, because classes can be loud.
Students like Dara Valle and Colby Boyd interviewed teens at Taos High School, Alamogordo High School, and their own classmates.
Everything I ignored for a long time, like anything that's bothered me or hurt me in the past, I ignored for ever, just resurfaced.
Saying things like violence at school and COVID is a major cause of anxiety and stress.
It took a toll on my sanity.
They believe these mental wellness rooms could be the answer, completely designed by the students for the students.
It would be very colorful. It would probably have a mural somewhere in the room. It would be very relaxing. I know that for sure.
Although she is a senior and wouldn't experience the benefit herself, Colby hopes it'll bring relief for future students.
My sister is just starting high school, so I know that she will have something like this throughout her high school life. And I have met a lot of the kids here, and I know how beneficial it would be for a lot of the kids.
Madison Connor, KRQE News 13.
We did reach out to Representative Candy Spence Zell, who voted against the bill in the last committee, but did not hear back.
Thank you, everyone, for participating in this news report. Now, as we start to wrap up our awards, we have the T.F. Barrow Excellence Photo Award with Mr. Richardson. Take it away, Mr. Richardson.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Let's see. Is my camera working? Can you hear me okay?
Looking great.
All right. So it's been a great year for photography and also design. And I just want to recognize a few students. There's a lot of actually deserving students for these awards. But in the end, I kind of have to highlight those folks who really kind of went a step above and beyond. And, you know, photography is a little bit different than, say, painting or drawing, where you can have an accidental good photograph, you know, once in a while. It could be an accident, you have something that looks cool, but to be consistent and start to develop something that becomes your own kind of style, when you make photography your own, then that's something that's a little bit different. And I see that happening with a few students this year. So the nominees are for the TF Barrow Excellence in Photography Award are Ava Grubbs, Destiny Montoya, and Logan Downey. And the award goes to Ava Grubbs. I noticed with Ava's work, and you'll should see some photography coming up here, is that the stuff that the typical stuff that you see for freshman year photography is where students are just kind of trying to figure out how to work the camera, trying to work out technical issues and things of that nature. Ava had that pretty quickly already down, as well as having a creative voice developing. As you can see, like in the photos here, like the one on the left, just kind of experimenting with different ways of making photography unique, pushing beyond the typical, experimenting, and then coming up with kind of courageous and different solutions. So great work, Ava. Thank you so much. So the next, oh, yeah, we got one more photograph there. Oh, a couple.
And the Bauhaus Design Award, Mr. Richardson.
Right. So the Bauhaus School Design was created in like the 1920s, and it was a time of Weimar Germany Republic. And with the rise of the Nazism and then the Third Reich, then they most of those designers came over to the US and started the Chicago Institute of Art and Design. So there's this long legacy and history there of innovative work done from this school, the Bauhaus, which has influenced many, many designers and educators over the last century or so. So I have, again, it's the 11th grade has been really great this year. There's been lots of folks who are very deserving of this award. I had to narrow it down. As you see here, I have Julia and Axel, Aaron Meehan. I could throw in a number of other folks. Embry Blattner's work has been great and very consistent, as well as Xander Medina's work. So this is a hard one. But in the end, I can only give it to one person, and that's going to have to go to Aaron. So congratulations to Aaron. Aaron is someone who does all the things does what good designers do, which is kind of really ask themselves, how can I work and improve this? And I found some old work too to throw in there, because I'm a big fan of Aaron's work. So this is for a New Mexico tourism poster. This is for postcards that they were working on. Again, things like looking at how do you work with typology in the work, and how do you make the work go beyond the typical fonts that are come with the programs? How do you make the design your own? How do you go beyond just the typical and use all that design knowledge to make, and painting and understanding of color and photography, and I could go on and on. But everything they're quarters 3, quarter 4 work. These are some posters that are being designed by Aaron. They're just really always great, phenomenal work, and you can tell that they put a lot of effort into their work, and that they know and they are developing a style on their own. So great work. Thanks, Aaron.
Thank you, Mr. Richardson. Thank you so much. Great work, Aaron, and great work, Ava. Awesome. And everyone who's nominated as well, and everyone in the photography classes. I'd like to acknowledge some of our National Honor Society members who are going to be inducted today. We have certificates down in the CTE boardroom for all of you to come and retrieve, as well as a lanyard, thanks to Ms. Klein. But to tell you what it is to be a National Honor Society, it's all about character, the evaluation of one's personality, guided by the influences that control one's life. It's also about scholarship. It symbolizes the light of knowledge and understanding of the truth of ages. These are the 4 pillars. The third is leadership, people of vision and understanding who lead into ways of progress and peace. and also service, unselfish devotion to the need of the individual and of the school community. The first three are pretty given with coming to a National Honor Society. It's the fourth one, service, that really shows that these students have reached that level to be part of the National Honor Society. And this is the keystone and torch, high ideals and light. And if you notice in the middle, the character, service, scholarship, and leadership are all there in the center. And without further ado, we have the pledge. I pledge myself to uphold the high purposes of this society to which I have been elected, striving in every way by the word and deed to make its ideals the ideals of our school. And I'd like to acknowledge that these are the students that have earned the National Honor Society for the rest of their high school career and the rest of their lives. They're members forever. Gabriel Baca, Colby Boyd, Eli Carton, Julia Delorme, Finnegan Dillon, Logan Downing, Jonathan Dunn, Ava Grubbs, Sean Heinzman, Michael King, Cassidy Mays, Alexander Medina, Aaron Meehan, Destiny Montoya, Eric Mueller, Martin Nutt Jr., Elena Rubio, Jonathan Smith, Tyler Strong, Jonathan Tice, Amanda Trujillo, Sylvia Wright, and Taylor Wright. Congratulations to all of you. Certificates are in the CTE boardroom after the ceremony. Congratulations, all of the National Honor Society inductees. And I also want to include Mr. Frampton in that as all, because he's been working with the National Honor Society and the Student Government Association. Thank you, Mr. Frampton, for your work. And now we come to what some kids have called the best picture, the Advanced Media Artist of the Year Award. And this goes to a senior in the graduating class. So who among our career technical educators would like to discuss the person who has earned this award?
Well, I will.
Okay.
Go ahead, Tom. You want to go?
No, I was just going to say, go for it.
Okay. Well, the person I want to, who the recipient of this award, it's been my great pleasure to have had them as a student since they were in 6th grade here at Media Arts, and now they're graduating. And the amazing thing about a person who's really into media is they don't need to be given an assignment. They want to do media. They want to make a film. Making a film is what they're about. You don't have to tell them to do it. You don't have to coax them to do it. They do it, and this person did it. And the great thing about making films is it allows us to deal with subjects that are really close to our heart, and to tell stories about things that are part of our lives. And storytelling is the basis of media, and this person really got into that. And so this year's award goes to Colby Boyd. And Colby, we're going to show a little clip of hers. She did a 30-minute documentary on the history of the Balloon Fiesta, which has been a part of her life. I will be entering it this month for an Emmy Award nomination. Go ahead and play the video, please.
Welcome to the 50th Balloon Fiesta.
Looks like a lot of fun, doesn't it? Hundreds of balloons in the sky, thousands of people walking around collecting cards and looking at the balloons. Pilots using the fire to get to stand up. Zebras running around in their cute and funny outfits. As you can meet so many amazing people while eating a turkey leg. I really hope I would understand what it's like. Balloon Fiesta is a second home to me. It's so important to me. In fact, my parents met because of ballooning. They were both pilots or crew members at the time, and they met because of ballooning. Their wedding invitations were shaped as balloons, and my middle name is Sky because of it. And would you believe me if I said, this has been going on for 50 years now? 50 years! That seems like a long time, especially to a kid. As a child, I always knew the story of how ballooning came, but I never knew the story of how Balloon Fiesta started.
My first Balloon Fiesta was probably 1975, and I flew most Balloon Fiestas until around 2000, 2005. And then I traveled a great deal during that time, and so I wasn't always in Albuquerque for Balloon Fiesta, but many.
You've been to many Balloon Fiestas. That's amazing. From your memory, what's the history of Balloon Fiesta?
Well, with Sid Cutter, as you know, he bought a balloon for his mother's birthday and inflated it out in the Cutter field for her birthday, and then and that's the way I feel. Ballooning was so much fun that he, his brothers, all involved in Cutter Aviation, and several other local people that still fly, well, maybe not still fly, but they're still involved because they are in their 80s. And we just started buying balloons because it just seemed the thing to do.
Yeah. How has Balloon Fiesta grown?
Oh my goodness. You know, we started with 13, and they did honor those 13 this year at the 50th anniversary. And I was Balloon Meister in 83 and 84, and I think we had something like 370 or 80 balloons, and then it just blossomed. And in 2000, we had 1,000 balloons, but there are such space.
One last thing about Colby. Long ago, she said she wanted to be a director of films for Disney. And I have a feeling if anybody can do it, Colby will do it.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, Colby. And thank you, our CTE team, Mr. Conforti, Mr. Richardson, and Mr. Lopez. Well, that's it for the 2023 Gala Awards. Thank you to everybody for joining us on the Zoom. Congratulations to all the nominees, and congratulations to all the recipients. You can come to the boardroom in the CTE wing and pick up your award and a certificate. And everyone have a wonderful rest of today and keep it bright. Thank you so much. Take care.